Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about the base when throwing the football and really being able to get yourself in a position that's going to help you and get the ball out of your hands faster. I think this is something that is not talked about enough when it comes to the release time. And we all know that the ability to get the ball out of your hands quickly is a very, very valuable thing when it comes to playing the quarterback position at a high level, as well as being able to coordinate the motion to make it so you can get the most amount of power and the most amount of force within the throw. So in order for us to do that, we also have to understand that having a great base is going to set us up for success. And what I commonly see is people will have a base that's a lot closer than it needs to be. And I was recently watching some videos, guys like Drew Reeves were talking about how having a wider base really helped them in being able to get that front foot down and be able to get the rotation of the hips to happen a lot quicker in comparison to having your feet closer together, which just gives you more time to end up getting stuck with that foot off the ground. I see that as a common thing with quarterbacks is a lot of times they'll go and take that initial step or take a step and will just spend a lot of time, especially on those deep balls, where they'll take a lot of time to be able to finally get that foot down. Where if you have a wider base, your feet are a little bit wider than your hips, what you can just do is you can get that foot down nice and quickly and be able to go through the throw a lot more effectively. So what I recommend is for quarterbacks to have a little bit wider base or to challenge the width of the base to make it so then you can get that front foot down nice and quick and also be able to really create a lot of rotation in that lower body as quickly as you can, as most effectively as you can. Now, when you're doing that, we do want to be aware of our weight distribution. I think a common thing that a lot of people do is when they're taking this front step or that initial step, end up really leaning forward or having a lot of weight come forward onto that front leg. The idea is we want to be able to keep your weight back as much as possible. So just because we get a little bit wider base doesn't mean we want to be in more of a hurry to shift our weight forward. It's actually the opposite. With a wider base, we would want to have a better understanding of the importance of keeping our weight back, so then we have the ability to create weight shift as we're going through the throw. So as the ball is getting out of your hand or releasing from your hand, after that is when we really want to be shifting onto that front leg. We don't want to be shifting onto your front leg in the initial action or really anything before when our elbow's coming through the throw, right? So if our weight is shifting forward when our foot hits the ground or as our hips are opening, that ends up being too early into the motion. We want to be keeping our feet nice and wide, get that front foot down, keep your weight back. So then as I'm releasing, that's when the weight comes through the throw. So just some helpful tips to, I think, help you in understanding weight distribution and being able to more effectively throw the football. And I do think it's something that you want to kind of play around with a little bit. I don't think there's just one solution for your base. There's going to be some people that are going to be more comfortable with a wider base and some people that are going to be more comfortable with a closer base. I will say that the height doesn't make a big difference, right? So I wouldn't try to necessarily be really tall, like let's say you're 5'10", and therefore you want to try to keep your feet really close together. The reality situation is linemen are going to be tall. You could be 6'3", 6'4", and still struggle in being able to see over the offensive line, especially as you get higher up in the divisions where some of those guys are just really tall. So what you really want to be able to do is be more effective of a passer. And so if you can get a good wide base, and that makes it so then you can be quicker with the release and get more power into the throw, that wants to be more of the priority than the difference between being 5'9.5" and 5'10", or 5'11.5" and 6 foot, or anything like that. So as always, guys, if you like the information, click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're always providing videos just like this to help you out with your throwing mechanics, make it so you can better understand as a quarterback what you need to do in order to improve your throw. So yeah, click the thumbs up, check out the description to find out more about our programs, and we'll talk to you soon.